Another area to be careful is, what does the monitoring contract say? Most companies will have a 3 or 5 year term for monitoring service. The question is, what if you sign a 5-year agreement and then sell your house and move to California after the first year? You're out of the contract, right? Wrong. Most companies are going to demand payment for the other 4 years, even though you don't even live in the house or have the system. I know that seems crazy, but that's pretty standard in this industry. I've had so many people tell me stories of how they had to pay off their contract. One man came by our booth at the home show and told me how when he lived in New Jersey, he got a system installed by Brinks and then moved a year later because his job transferred him to Texas. He had a 3-year contract with them. He said they tracked him down in Texas and demanded payment of the other 2 years. As I was typing the script for this CD, I got a call from a guy in Ashburn, Virginia, who just moved into a new home. He had a system installed by Guardian in his previous home and moved out 11 months before his contract was up. He told me they were insisting he was obligated to pay them for those 11 months. I was holding Guardian's contract in my hand as I was talking to him. I read it to him. Quote, "The customer's obligations continue even if the customer sells or leaves the premises." He was pretty upset about it, but he probably still ended up using them again for his new house anyway. Why? Nobody likes to throw money away. If he has to pay for those 11 months, he could feel he may as well get the service by having their system at his new house. He'll sign a new contract, and the whole process starts over again. Who's in control here? The customer or the security company? So here's something to insist on in your contract: an automatic move-out release. If you leave that house and security system behind, even a month from now, be sure you have no further obligation to the security company. Question number 18. Am I automatically released from your contract if I move? One other thing I'd look for in the contract is a satisfaction guarantee. It's not enough that the company advertises that your satisfaction is guaranteed. I'd want to see it in the contract. Question 19. Do you have a satisfaction guarantee? Will I get it in writing? One last thing here about your monitoring contract might be important to you. Most people prefer doing business with a local company. Recognizing this, some mass marketing companies have established local authorized dealer programs. They want you to have the good feeling that you're dealing with somebody local. Here's the problem with that. What they don't tell you is, after they install your system, many of these so-called local dealers are going to sell your monitoring contract to their corporate headquarters or a finance company, which could be in Pennsylvania or California for all you know. They get paid about $1,000 for your contract. Your so-called local guy has just sold his stake in the relationship. That local feeling lasted only long enough for him to get your money. Now you could be dealing with somebody in Pennsylvania, Colorado, or Texas. Here's a bonus question. Will my monitoring contract be held by you, or will it be sold to somebody else? Let's say you got a really big problem with your security company and it ends up going to court. Are you willing to go to Colorado or Pennsylvania? Some contracts say that's exactly what you'd have to do. Let me quote from a few of them. Again, these are the latest copies I have. I'm not aware of anything that's changed. Guardian's contract says, quote, "Any dispute relating to this agreement must be settled in court in Allegheny County, Pennsylvania. The customer and the company agree that such location is the most convenient one for both parties." ADT's contract says, quote, "The laws of the state of Colorado shall govern the validity, enforceability, and interpretation of this agreement. The subscriber hereby expressly waives the jurisdiction of any other court and agrees to be subject to personal jurisdiction in the state of Colorado, county of Arapahoe." Vector's contract says, quote, "This agreement is governed by Pennsylvania law." Brink's main office is in Carrollton, Texas. Sloman's is in Hicksville, New York. Of course, you may never have a problem, but wouldn't you feel better just knowing your company's main office is right here in Northern Virginia?